5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday, and you're tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Belizean students in Jamaica plead for help as Hurricane Melissa threatens massive devastation. International Organization for Migration ramps up emergency aid. Belizean youths take the lead on disaster preparations at National Forum in Corozal. And Colette residents celebrate dream come true as 400 receive land titles. These stories and more are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
Welcome back. This afternoon, we turn our attention to Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 monster barreling through the Caribbean. Experts say this could be the worst storm Jamaica has ever seen. With violent winds, relentless rain, and the threat of catastrophic flooding, residents across the island are being urged to stock up on supplies and take shelter immediately. Now, for Belizeans watching this unfold, you know the drill. Preparation is key. But for some Belizean students studying at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica, that's easier said than done. Several students have taken to social media voicing their frustration and disappointment with the government of Belize. Today we spoke with Isarelli Cal, a third-year law student who's currently on campus. She told us she feels relatively safe and has managed to gather what she needs, but she's also deeply aware that not every Belizean student is in the same position.
I live on campus on Taylor Hall, and over here the hall has been amazing in preparing. They've cut down multiple trees. They've boarded up the windows. They've removed all like metals and everything that was on the ground, so nothing could fly. They cleared the parking lots. They've done a lot of preparing for it. They've also given us care packages with water and such up here. So they really have been trying to make us comfortable here. Not all the Jamaicans left to go home because some of them couldn't. So I'm not alone. I'm with my roommates.
Have you heard anything from people back at home in Belize?
Well, to tell you the truth, no, we haven't really gotten assistance in terms of that type. I know that over here, the consulate has been offering up her house to the off-campus students because they really are much more not in danger, but they do have a bit more. They don't have the safety net of the halls to rely on. So in terms of that, then yes, they have been getting assistance, but for us, we haven't really been getting much. Everything that we have gotten is really just thoughts and prayers. But they said that in the coming days after the storm, they'll try to prepare something for us.
As Hurricane Melissa barrels closer, the clock is ticking. Students far from home are doing their best to stay safe, but many are still waiting for reassurance and action from their government. With Hurricane Melissa set to slam Jamaica head-on, bringing Category 4 winds and up to 30 inches of rain, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, is springing into action. The government has called for international help, and IOM is answering fast, sending emergency supplies from Barbados, including solar lamps, hygiene kits, bedding, tents, and generators. The shipment, coordinated with the World Food Programme, is expected to land by Thursday, thanks to support from the EU, Amazon, Goods 360, and IOM's MIRAC program. The organization is ready to move quickly. IOM is also teaming up with Airbnb for shelter, DHL for logistics, and Microsoft for damage tracking. Natasha Greaves, IOM's Jamaica's interim head, says the team is already on the ground working with national authorities to get help to those who need it most.
Hurricane Melissa poses a serious threat to Jamaica. We anticipate that many people will be displaced from their homes and in urgent need of emergency shelter and relief. IOM is working closely with the government and our partners to ensure that essential humanitarian staff and supplies arrive quickly to address the most pressing needs. Our emergency response team is already engaged within the coordinated national system, focusing on our core areas of shelter, non-food items, and critical data and information needs. The experience and partnerships that our emergency response team developed during last year's Hurricane Beryl response and in previous emergencies across the Caribbean have made us a reliable partner for coordinated, robust action. IOM's existing and trusted regional and global partnerships, including with European Union Humanitarian Aid and organizations like the Global Empowerment Mission and CORE, are enabling us to move rapidly and will help us to reach those who need help most and in the soonest possible time.
IOM's response is part of a coordinated national effort with staff mobilized from across the region. While Hurricane Melissa grabs headlines across the region, here at home in Belize, young minds are stepping up to tackle disasters before they strike. On Friday, dozens of students gathered in San Roman, Corozal for the second National Youth Forum on Disaster Risk Reduction. Now that might sound technical, but it's really all about one powerful idea: saving lives by being prepared. From hurricanes to floods and even earthquakes, these students are learning how to protect their communities through smart planning and action. It's a hands-on approach to building a safer Belize, and the energy in the room was nothing short of inspiring.
Belize is no stranger to the effects of disasters. For every year, we experience hurricanes, floods, and droughts. And you know this because you've seen this. You've lived it last year, this year. You know what I'm talking about. But time and again, we see the strength of the Belizean people, neighbors helping neighbors, communities coming together, and young people stepping up to support response and recovery efforts. That spirit of unity and service is what disaster resilience is truly all about. At NEMO, our mandate goes beyond responding to emergencies. We are focused on education, preparedness, and building a culture where every citizen understands their role in reducing risk. In that mission, you, the youth, are essential. You are the ones who can use technology to share accurate information, to develop innovative solutions, and to inspire others to act responsibly. Whether it's creating awareness on social media, organizing cleanup drives, or helping to develop community emergency plan, your contributions make a difference.
It was a moment of celebration and new beginnings yesterday for hundreds of families in Southside Belize City. At the Gateway Youth Center, 400 residents of the Collett Division received something many have dreamed of for years: official land documents and title certificates for their very own house lots. ERA Representative Devin Daly was front and center at the ceremony, handing out the documents and sharing what he called a dream come true for the community. Today we caught up with Daly, who told us this land distribution marks a major milestone in his commitment to uplift and empower the people of Collett.
So this was an initiative from last year when I started the campaign around November, October. I discussed after walking the streets of Collett and meeting some of the residents, this was one of the concerns that they had, and I had made a commitment to them from then that, with their support, I will definitely bring a land clinic over to Collett. And so it was just following up on a promise, following up on a guarantee. We actually had the mobile land clinic through the support of Deputy Colonel had on the 24th to the 26th of September, whereby they saw public land issues, and we also had an inventory of land issues that just from just from persons that frequent the office. And after that 3-day mobile clinic, it was just following up with a short ceremony, which we had yesterday at the Gateway Youth Center, distributing the documents that were processed at the land clinic in September. I can't comment necessarily on the previous leader of the Colette constituency on why this wasn't a priority of his, but it was a no-brainer. Every other house you went to, they're talking about every other constituency in the country was benefiting from these mobile land clinics before this administration, and it just went on deaf ears. So I saw it as an opportunity to capitalize on actually just delivering what the people are asking for.
That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
News 5 at noon was brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Are you passionate about your community? Got a nose for the news? Greater Belize Media is expanding, and we want you. We're calling on correspondents in every municipality across Belize to join our dynamic newsroom. Share the stories that matter. Be the voice of your own. Step up. Speak out. Join Greater Belize Media, where your story begins.